Hi there, today I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful bralette. It's got a leafy edging on the bottom. It's called the Fanciful Bralette, and I use four worsted weight yarn. It's called Aran in the UK, and I use this ivory color. It's from A Pound of Love. It's a huge ball. I'm making lots and lots of bralettes with it, so it's really soft. But if you get Red Heart Soft or even Red Heart Super Saver, it works really nicely. And then this is Karen Simply Soft that I'm using for the turquoise on this one. You can use any 4-weight. You can substitute, okay? Then we need an H hook, which is a 5mm hook, and a pair of scissors, and a yarn needle for sewing in all the ends. Okay, so I hope you enjoy it, and please join me in making this beautiful bralette. It's got quite a leafy edge to it, and it's kind of complicated, but I explain it very slowly, and I think you'll be able to understand it. I'm also going to put a link below to the pattern free on my blog, okay? So thank you for joining me. I'm Pam, and let's get going. So I'm going to start out with a small cup, which fits 36A up to 34B. 36B, 32D, all those kinds of sizes, okay? So the finished cup should measure around 6 to 6.5 inches. Okay, so we're going to start out with a slip knot. We're going to make that slip knot, and then we're going to chain 11. And there's a special way to make these cups. So once you've learned it, you can make all sorts of cups. You just have to make the chain a little bit longer to start with. So here's 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we've chained 11, and now we're going to double crochet into the third chain from the hook and then into the next 7 chains. So let's count up 1, 2, 3 chains from the hook. So we're going to double crochet into that chain, and now we're going to double crochet into each of the next 7 chains, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, got some yarn happening here, and 7. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to then do 2 double crochets, chain 1, and 2 double crochets into the last stitch. So we're going to do 2 double crochets, 1, and then into the same stitch, 2, and now we're going to chain 1, and then into that same stitch that we have there at the end, we're going to do 2 more double crochets. And this is kind of turning a corner at the top, all right? Because what we're going to do now is we're going to chain down the other side. We're going to stitch down, sorry, double crochet down the other side of the chain. Okay, so we have to do 8 double crochet stitches down the other side of the chain, okay? So we're going to start here. 1, and you just kind of look and you can see the other side, right? 2, and we're going to do 8. 3, it's really good to count when you do this. 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. I'll show you what that looks like. I'm just going to, how many are we chaining? Chaining 2 for the next round, okay? So I'm chaining 2, and you can see how that looks. You're going up, then you do the chained, the 2 double crochets, chain 1, so you've got a little gap there, 2 double crochets, and then we go down the other side, and that's the beginning of our cup. And these two double crochets with a chain one in between sort of form the cup shape of the cup. Okay, so I'm going to go back into the end of the chain two that we just did, and we're going to turn our work. So we're going to be going back up towards that little semicircle that's formed at the top. Okay, so for row two, row two, we're going to chain two, which we've done, turn, and then double crochet into the next 10 stitches. Okay, so let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I got a tangle in my yarn there. Okay, so I'm picking up from 7, 8, 9, 10. And now we're back at that chain one hole that we've got, where this time we're not going to do 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. We're actually just going to do 1 double crochet and a chain. 1 double crochet, a chain 1, and another double crochet. That's how we're going to carry on from now on. And then when we go down the other side, we should be being able to do double crochets into at the end. So this is 11. Chain 2 and turn. And this is what it's starting to look like. Can you see how it's cupping? So that's pretty magical how that happens. Okay, so now we're going to be going up 12 stitches. Each time we go round, we get another stitch. So we're going to crochet into the first 12 stitches all the way up. So I'll meet you at the end. Otherwise the video gets super long. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. So here we are, we've done 12. Now I'm going to go into the chain 1 space from the row below, and I'm going to double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. And now we're going to work down the 12 stitches down the other side and finish this round. Okay, 1, 2, and carry on all the way down until you've finished your 12. And here we are at the end. This is number 12. And we chain 2 and we turn. And this is going to be the last round now. We've got 1, if you look at the middle, this is the middle. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds, and we need 5 rounds for the small cup. So we're going to chain 2, and now we're going to double crochet into the next 13 stitches. Okay, so we've done our stitches up there, 13, and now we're going to do our double crochet and our chain 1 and double crochet back into that chain 1 space from below, and we're going to go down here making 13 more stitches, which with that one we've just done makes 14 altogether. We're going to go count 13. 2, 3, 4. It's getting pretty exciting all the way down to, so now we're at the bottom, we're doing 13. And when we look at it, we have got from the middle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then from the middle here, where that's our center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and because we're always increasing in the middle, I'm cutting this off. I'm going to leave a little bit of a thing just in case I need it to. And I'm going to pull it through. That's the cup. And we have to make another cup, okay? But right now I'm going to show you how to weave in the end that's at the back here. Okay, I like to pull that little Chain one space to make it tight. And you go up and down. I go down the middle there. And then I'm going to criss over to the other side a little bit, go up and down there. Oops, what happened? I lost it. Two, and then I'm going to go one more time. Push it through like that. Okay, then we're going to cut that off. And so that's our first cup, okay? Now we need to make another one just the same. And as I say, I do have the other sizes on my free pattern on my blog post, which is going to be linked below. Okay, so I'm going to go off and make the other cup and come back. Okay, so now I've got the 2 cups made. And now we're going to work on the bodice of the bralette. I love this bodice. It's one of my favorites. So we're going to make this small. So we're going to make our bodice starting with a contrasting color and a slip knot. And I need to chain a total of 56 plus 1 to start the bodice. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll meet you back when I've got a total of 57 chains. Now we've got 57 chains. We're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So it's not the first one, it's the second one. We are going to single crochet into the second chain and all the way down the chain. Single crochet. So I'll meet you down when I've done a row of single crochet, okay? So here we are, I've single crocheted the first row, and now we're going to chain 3, turn the work, chain 3, and we're going to skip the first stitch, and we are going to do a double crochet into the next one. Then we're going to chain 1, we're going to skip the next stitch and double crochet into the next stitch. And chain 1, skip the next stitch and double crochet into the next stitch. And this is what we're going to do all the way along, and what we'll end up having is this kind of a net effect, okay? So we chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet into the next stitch all the way across, okay? And I'll see you at the end. So here we are at the end of row 2 of the bodice, and I've just done a double crochet into there. I've chained 1, and now I'm going to go right to the last stitch there where the turning chain is, and I'm going to double crochet in there, okay? And we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make 2 single crochets into each one of these spaces, okay? So yarn, we don't put the yarn over when we do a single crochet. We've chained 1 for our turning chain, and now we're just going to do 2 single crochets in that space, 2 single crochets in the next space, 2 single crochets in the next space, all the way down to the end. Okay, and I'll see you back at the end. So here we are at the end. So I'm just going to, in this last loop here, go 2 single crochets. Okay, that's the end of row 3. Now we're going to chain 2 and turn our work, and we're going to double crochet all the way across to the end. So, you know, double crochet, yarn over, hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through 2, yarn over, pull it through 2. So we're going to double crochet into each stitch all the way down to the end, and I'll meet you back there. So here I am at the end of my double crochet row, and this is what your piece looks like. We've got the single crochet row, we've got the chain one, skip one, double crochet row, we've got the single crochets into the top of the spaces, and then we've got the double crochet row. Now the next row we're going to do is going to involve something called 3 double crochet clusters. Okay, so what we're going to do to get to that row is we're going to chain 2, and we're going to turn our work, and we are going to double crochet into the first stitch. So into that first stitch we're going to make 1 double crochet. Okay, and now we're going to get ready to do our double crochet clusters. Okay, so we're going to do a 3 double crochet cluster into the next stitch. Now how you do that is you put your yarn over, just like you're going to do a double crochet, and you put your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull it through, and then you put the yarn over and you just pull it through the first 2. And instead of completing the double crochet, which you would normally do by putting the yarn over and pulling it through 2, we're not going to do that. We're just going to put the yarn over and put it back into that same stitch, and yarn over and pull it through. Then the yarn over and pull it through 2 more. And now we've got 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over, put it into the very same space, yarn over and pull it through, yarn over and pull it through 2. Now we've got 4 on our hook there, and we're going to put the yarn over and pull it through all 3 and chain. Okay, and in there you'll see we've got 3 double crochets in a cluster all together. Okay, and once we finish that cluster we are going to skip the next stitch. We're not going to work into the next stitch, we're going to skip the next stitch, and into our next stitch we are going to yarn over and put our hook in, yarn over and pull it through, just as if we're going to do a double crochet, yarn over and pull it through 2, but don't finish the double crochet, yarn over and start another one, put it into the same space, yarn over and pull it through, yarn over and pull it through 2. And here we go again, yarn over into the same space, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through 2. And now we've got 4 loops on our hook, put the yarn over, pull it through all the 4 and chain. Skip the next stitch, and we're going to make another 3 double crochet cluster. Okay, skip the stitch, in the next one yarn over, put the hook in, pull the yarn up, yarn over and go through 2. Yarn over into the same space, pull it through, go through 2. Yarn over, hook into the same space, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through 2. 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull it through and chain. Skip the next stitch, and we're going to make another double crochet, 3 double crochet clusters. Skip a stitch, yarn over into the next stitch, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over through 2. Yarn over into the same space, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through 2. Yarn over once more into the same space, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through 2, and now pull it through all 4 and chain. And this is how our 3 double crochet clusters look. So carry on down to the end of the row, making 3 double crochet clusters, skipping a stitch, another 3 double crochet cluster in the next stitch, all the way down. See you back. So here we are at the end of this row, and I'm just going to skip 1, yarn over, make a 3 double crochet cluster here, 1, 2, 3, and then through the 4 and chain 1, and then I'm going to just do a double crochet into the next stitch and a double crochet into the last stitch, so that this row has 2 double crochets at this end and 2 double crochets at the beginning. Well, you only did one, but the chain 3 kind of acts as a double crochet there, okay? So now we are going to change our color out, okay? You might want to make yours all in one color, but I for this fanciful one, I just kind of like the different colors that we have, okay? So we're going to join in our new color, which is the white. I guess I could do it with a slip stitch. It's different people do it different ways. Sometimes I just thread it through, but for the purposes of the video, I'll show you how you do it with a slip stitch. So you just pull that through and we're ready to go with our new stitch. We're going to turn our work. Okay, and keep that blue one out of the way. Keep the short ends out of the way, and we're going to find our working yarn. We are going to be working with the white. So we are going to chain 2 with the white, and then we're going to double crochet into the first 2 stitches, okay? So here we go, into this one, and into the next one, 2. And now we're going to start doing 2 double crochets into the spaces between these 3 double crochet clusters. So we're going to do 2 double crochets into that space. Okay. Sorry, I knocked my camera and it was bobbling around a bit. Okay, so now we're going to find the next space, yarn over and do 2 double crochets into the next space between the 3 double crochet clusters. Find the next space, 2 double crochets into that one. Find the next space, 2 double crochets into that space. And so this is what it looks like. We're setting it up for doing our leafy border, okay? So I'd like you to make 2 double crochets into each of these spaces between the 3 double crochet clusters, and I'll meet you at the end. And here we are at the end, and we are just going to do 2 double crochets into the last 2 stitches in the row. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so we're going to be moving on to our next row. So we're going to chain 1 to turn our work. Okay, now this is when we're starting to get set up for the lace, okay? So we have to do something that's a little bit different in this round, okay? So we're going to single crochet into the first stitch, right? And then we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we are going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we are going to do 5 single crochets, okay? So that'll be into the 4th stitch because we're skipping 1, 2, 3, and then into the 4th we're going to do 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, 3, 4, and 5 single crochets, okay? And then we're going to do chain 3, skip 3, and 5 more single crochets. So there's our chain 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, make 5 starting in the 4th, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So can you remember that? Skip 3, chain 3, skip 3, and then do 5 single crochets. Chain 3, skip 3, 5 single crochets across until the end. Now here we are at the end. I've just done 5 single crochets, and I'm going to skip 3. I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm just going to single crochet into that stitch at the end. Okay, now we're going to chain 1 and turn, and this row is this fun starting to begin. Okay, so we're going to single crochet into the first stitch, and then we have this nice chain 3 space, and into this chain 3 space we are going to do 3 double crochets and chain 1 and 3 double crochets all into that space. So here's 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets, chain 1, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets, all into that chain 3 space. Okay, and then we are going to repeat this. We are going to start by skipping 2 of these. Well, we have these 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochets from the previous row. We are going to skip 2 and single crochet into the middle one, and then skip 2. And then in this, we're back to our space. We are going to do 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. And then we've come to our section of 5 single crochets. So we're going to skip 2 and then single crochet into that middle one, skip 2 and do 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets into the next space here. 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. And then what do? We skip 2, single crochet into the middle of those 5, skip 2, and we're back in our chain 3 space. So we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. Okay, so I want you to carry on in this pattern, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, and here we are at the end. I've just done a 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, cluster into that chain 3 space. Now I'm going to skip 2, single crochet, skip 2, and we're back in a chain 3 space. So we're going to do 3 double crochets into there, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, 3 more double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, and then we single crochet into this last stitch. That was a fun row, hey? Bit different. So we're going to turn our work now, and we are going to chain 2. So we've chained 2 for the beginning of the next row, and we are going to start the leaf pattern, which is exciting. So we're going to go in, see there's 3 stitches there. This one's going to be a double crochet, this one's going to be a double crochet. So we're going to go into this one here and do a half double crochet. Now we're going to do 2 double crochets into the next stitches, going up the side of that chain 3. Okay, and now we're going to do some treble crochets, and I'm not sure if you're used to treble crochets. We're going to be doing them into this space here. So you wrap the yarn twice over the hook, you put it into the chain space, pull up a loop. Now we're going to yarn over and pull it through 2. Yarn over, pull it through 2. Yarn over, pull it through 2. Wrap it around twice because we're going to do another treble. put it into the space, yarn over, pull up a loop. Okay, yarn over and pull it through 2, yarn over, pull it through 2, yarn over, pull it through 2. Now the fun one, we are going to do a double treble. Okay, so we're going to wrap it around 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, put your hook into the same space, yarn over and pull it through. Yarn over, pull it through 2. 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 So now in that space we have 2 trebles and a double treble. Now we are going to do 2 more trebles. Wrap the yarn over twice, pull up the yarn, 1, 2, 3. Okay, over twice, in the space, pull up a loop, go through 2, 2, 2. Okay, so that's that. Now we're going to be working down this other 3 double crochet fan that we made below. Okay, so in here we're going to work a double crochet in the first stitch. There's the first one, and a double crochet into the next stitch, and a half double crochet into the next stitch. And then a single crochet in the single crochet from the previous row. Now in the next stitch we're going to do a half double crochet, 2 doubles in the next 1 in the next stitch, 1 in the next stitch, and you know what? We're back at the chain 1 space, the chain space from below. Okay, so it's going to be a treble. Yarn over twice, 1, pull it through 2, pull it through 2, and then another treble, pull it through 2, pull it through 2, pull it through 2, a double treble, so we go around 3 times, pull up the yarn, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2, go through 2, and now we're going to do 2 more trebles. And you might notice I'm sort of pulling it with my thumb to make the space for us to be able to get through those loops easily. Okay, so when we're pulling it through, I'm always using my thumb to kind of make it taut. Okay, we've pulled it through 2, pull it through 2, pull it through 2. So into that space we've got 2 trebles, a double treble, 2 trebles, and now into our next stitch we're going to do a double crochet into the next stitch, a double crochet into the next stitch, which is here, a half double crochet, and then a single, and then we start up the hill. We're kind of going up the hill here. So up the hill we're going to yarn over, make a half double crochet, which is where you pull it through all 3, then 2 double crochets going up the hill, 1, 2, and then we're into the space at the top, wrap it yarn round twice for a treble, pull it through 2, pull it through 2, pull it through 2, and another treble. This will be the last one I demo. You'll have to stop and go back if you need to see it again. Otherwise the video gets way too long to upload. Okay, now we're going to do the triple. And 4, then the doubles. 1 more double here, and into the same space, double, a treble, sorry, not a double, there. Okay, so what have we got here? We have got 2 trebles, a double treble, which is taller, and 2 trebles. And now we're going to start down the last little hill here for the demo. Yarn over to double crochet into the first stitch, double crochet into the next, half double crochet into the next, and we're down at the bottom of the hill, single crochet. And then you start up again with your half double and your 2 doubles. And you see how, look at these leaves. I just love them. Okay, so work across like that. As I say, the pattern is on my blog, so you'll be able to go there and reference it if you need the written instructions. But just carry along to the end, going up the hill and down the hill in the way that I've been showing you. And if you stop and rewind, you'll be able to see it in slow motion if you need to. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. All right, so I'm coming down this hill here. I'm doing a half double crochet into this stitch here and into the single crochet there. I will be single crocheting like all the other times. And we're starting up, so into the next stitch, we're going to half double crochet. And then we're going to double crochet and do another double crochet up to where we get to the space. And here we are at the space. So we're going to do a treble, wrap it over twice for another treble, and wrap it over 3 times for a double treble, the super long one, going through 2 each time, pulling it through 2 loops. Round twice for a treble, getting near the end here, and round twice for another treble. And then yes, we are going to work down this last little slope here. 1 single crochet, double crochet, 2 double crochets, and a half double crochet, and a single crochet into that last stitch. Okay, and this is our beautiful leafy border. Okay, so I'm going to cut my yarn and I'm going to go away and I'm going to sew in all my ends, weave in my ends. I'm not going to do that on camera here. I've also got my cups here, but what I want to do before I go away and weave in those ends is show you that on this cup I'd like to do a trim, and I'm going to be starting the trim where I did my last row when I was making the cup. Okay, so we're going to need to go back to our contrasting color and pick up our cup where it was, and this is as if we've just come down and we've worked this row. So I'm going to attach my yarn here, make a slip knot, and pull that slip knot through to attach my contrasting color, because what I want to do is just single crochet all the way up here. Okay, so let's pull that tight, and I'm going to single crochet all the way up around the edge. Now when I get to the place where we did our double crochet, chain 1, double crochet at the top of the bralette cup, we're going to do a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Okay, so we'll get up to the top, single crocheting all the way up. You just put the yarn, you hook through, pull the yarn up, and then pull it through the 2. So here we are up at our double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, little space there. So we're going to single crochet right in there, chain 1 and single crochet, and then go all the way down. Okay, and I'll meet you back at the end and I'll just finish. So when you get to the bottom, this is what you're left with, and I just think it looks really pretty. Okay, so this is now ready to be attached to the bodice. Okay, so I'm just going to go and put the trim on my other cup, and then I'm going to weave in all the ends so that we're ready to put the cups onto the bodice. So I've done the trim on both of the cups. And I like to take the side where you can see the V's going clearly up the side as the front of the bralette. That helps us decide which is the front. You can just see these nice little V's on there. So those are the fronts of the bralette. And then to decide which is the front of the bodice, I always look down at the leaves and where they have the nice little V's showing clearly. On the other side, you'll see that they're not showing at the top there. So this is going to be the front. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the front and fold it. So the front is facing up with those nice little trims showing there. That's folded in half. And then we're going to take these cups, and this is the front, so we're going to turn it so the front is facing down onto the front of the bodice part, and we're going to place it so it meets up there, and then we can pin it. I've brought some pins with me this time. I'm prepared. Usually I'm faffing around with bits of yarn. So we're going to pin that one right into that bralette onto the bodice. And then I like to kind of just work it across like this and see how this is going to be. There's the edge, 1, 2, 3 little posts in from when we were doing that skip a stitch, chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet. We made that nice little windows there. So I'm going to pin that. Now we can turn it over. And we've still got the right side facing up here. So I'm going to take the other bralette cup. And there's the right side, so we're going to turn it so it's facing down. And we're going to meet this up to the other cup edge on the inside edge there. And pin it. And then work this across so that it meets up where we're going 1, 2, 3 windows in, right at the top of that square there, and pin that. So you can see that the ends are going to match 1, 2, 3 windows, and then the bralettes are right there on the corner. Okay, so now we can open it up. And then I need to get some yarn and thread my needle. So I've threaded my needle. I've got a nice long piece of yarn. You can slip stitch it together or single crochet it together. I'm going to show you how to whip stitch it together. Okay, so we're starting at this edge. This edge meets there, so I'm just going to go through tie a knot. That always holds it in place, right? And then we're going to start whip stitching it to the bodice, okay? So I like to just hold it in my hand like this, cradling it with my fingers and my thumb on either side. I'm going to do 2 or 3 stitches into the corner because I want the corner to be nice and secure, right? There we go. And then we're just going to go along and gather a stitch from the couple of stitches. You can go through two pieces of yarn if you like on your needle and through to the back and whip stitch. That's how we whip stitch. We go in through the front, out through the back, okay? In through the front and out through the back. And sometimes you can actually go twice through, and it makes it a little bit faster for you, okay? Catching 2 there, catching stitches from the front, stitches from the back, all the way down. Okay, and I'll meet you when I get to the middle. So here I am in the middle where the 2 cups meet. I'm just going to take this pin out and secure this end right up against where that other needle is for the other cup. And once again, I'm going to do a few stitches to make sure that it's nice and secure. And then I'm going to unpin the other cup and set that up. You can see how they meet up pretty much at that middle spike there, little window. And I'm going to sew that in 2 or 3 times. And what I like to do where the cups meet sometimes is actually go up the first cup stitch or so to join the cups together. And then go back, run the yarn back down. Okay. So what you see is the cups are joined and they're sort of brought together a bit running up there. You can go a little further if you want. You could go up another stitch. There we go. And then I'm going to run it back down through the seam, and then we're going to start to go across here. So once again, I just like to get both sides with my finger and my thumb and run through the stitches. If you've got it pointing up to the top there, you can see how you're going through the stitches. And I'll meet you down at the other end. And here we are at the end. I just took the last pin out so I can run my, and you see how we're right up above the third, 1, 2, the third little spike in there. So we've got 1, 2, 3 windows showing at the end. I'm just going to go in and out 2 or 3 times just to make sure this is not going to fall apart on the person who is wearing it. And then I'm going to weave it back in. Two or 3 times. Cut that off. Right. And how about this end? Better cut that off. Fasten that off. We don't have to worry about that one so much because it's got a knot in it. There we go. Okay, so now if we open it, we've got this really pretty fanciful bralette. And we just need to do straps. Okay, so the straps are going to be just like my other bralette straps tend to be if it's this style of a bralette. I'm going to attach some yarn here right into that little keyhole at the top. Actually, here in the keyhole. It's going to be in that keyhole where you did the single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. So we're going to go in there, pull our slip stitch through, and then we're going to chain 60 at the top. Okay, so we're going to go all the way along to 60. Okay, so I've done 60. Cut my yarn, pull it through. Now, this isn't like the last one. The last one I single crochet down the strap. You can make the straps however you want them. This one I like to make just the thinner strap, and I'll have to sew in that end, but this end I've just cut it off. You can tie a knot, another knot in it if you like, and then just cut it a bit shorter. It's kind of nice just to have that bit of a detail there. So you have to do that on the other side. Make 60, a chain of 60 for your other strap for the shoulder, going over the shoulders. And I'll meet you back when you've done your other strap. So now I've got the 2 straps done on the bralette cups. I'm going to do the straps for the side. Okay, so I need to make a slip knot and attach it to the side, just like that. Okay, and now I'm going to chain 80 for the sides, 60 for the top straps and 80 for the side straps. Okay, so I'll see you back at the end of my 80. Okay, so I've just finished 80. Cut this off and pull it through. Tie this in a little knot here at the end. If you want to go back down and do a single crochet all the way down and make it a stronger strap, that's totally up to you. It depends on what kind of a look you're going for, okay? So I'm going to go away and make my other strap. And now we have our beautiful bralette with its straps and ties. It's all the ends are woven in, and it's ready to wear. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and please subscribe to my channel if you would like to get more notifications. Click on the little bell and you'll find out when I get new videos up. So I hope you enjoy this, and I love the detail on it, and it's called the Fanciful Bralette. Sorry, my fingers are getting in the way. So goodbye and happy crocheting from Caraway Crochet. Take care.